Ever wonder how an AI startup really goes from just an idea to a serious global player? Well, today we're getting a rare inside look at the actual playbook for a company called GenPark. They literally built their entire global strategy by consulting a private council of experts, and we're going to break it all down. So that really gets to the heart of it, right? What does it actually take to build a global AI company from scratch in today's world? We're going to find out by digging into the exact top-tier advice GenPark's founders got. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to walk through their playbook in 4 parts. First up, building the core AI engine. Then we'll get into cracking the global market. After that, we'll tackle how they've figured out the money model. And finally, we'll see how it all pulls together into one sharp final strategy. All right, let's jump right into pillar 1, the tech itself. I mean, before an AI company can sell a single thing, it has to build its engine. And as we're about to see, the decisions made right here at the very beginning, they can literally make or break the entire business. You might think the biggest problem for an AI startup is making the AI smart enough. But nope. The first and honestly most painful hurdle is just the insane cost. Every single time the AI generates an answer, it uses a ton of computing power, and that costs real money. It's called inference cost, and this thing can bankrupt a startup before it even gets its footing. But check this out. Here's the absolute game changer. Advisor Jerry Yuan pointed out that with just one single smart change in their architecture, they could slash those crippling costs by a staggering 80 to 90%. That's not just a little tweak. For a startup, that's a lifeline. That's survival. So how on earth do you get those kinds of savings? The expert advice was basically a two-pronged attack. First, something called prompt caching. Think of it like a smart shortcut. Instead of making the AI do all the heavy thinking for a common question over and over, you just save the answer and serve it up instantly. It's faster and way, way cheaper. Second, you build a memory system for the AI agents, so they can actually learn from past conversations and get more efficient over time. Okay, but saving money, that's just playing defense. To go on offense and actually win, the experts identified their key competitive advantage, their moat, so to speak. For GenPark, whose whole goal was to help Asian brands expand, that moat was an AI that could operate seamlessly across Chinese, Japanese, and English. That was their golden ticket to the global market. With the core tech roadmap in place, we hit pillar 2, actually cracking the market. Because, let's be real, you can have the most amazing product in the world, but if you don't know who to sell it to, where, and when, you've got nothing. And this brings us to a fundamental fork in the road for so many startups. Do you go after millions of individual people, what we call B2C, or do you focus on selling your tool to other companies, B2B? The path you choose here changes literally everything that comes next. On this, the advice from advisors like Melissa Yang and Jerry Yuan was unanimous. It was crystal clear. Start with B2B. Sell to businesses first. Why? Because businesses have very specific, very painful problems, and most importantly, they have budgets to solve them. It is just a much, much faster path to generating real revenue. And this really shines a light on the danger of the other path. Advisor Melissa Young warned them to beware of what she called high-burn false opportunities. It's such a great phrase. Chasing a huge consumer audience right out of the gate is a classic startup trap. It looks like this giant, shiny prize, but more often than not, it just burns through all your cash with very little to show for it. Before they could even think about scaling up, every single expert hammered home one singular goal: find product market fit, or PMF. This is the holy grail for any startup. Is that magic moment when you're no longer trying to push your product onto the market. The market is actively pulling it from you because it solves a problem they desperately need fixed. So, what was the actual plan to find this PMF? Well, it was incredibly specific. First, stop trying to be everywhere at once. Pick one battlefield, say North America, and pour all your energy there. Next, find just 3 to 5 real pilot brands to use the product. Then, you track the data like a hawk. Are they willing to pay? Are they still using it a month later? Are they buying more? That's how you prove you've built something the market actually wants. So you've got great tech and a target market. Fantastic. But you're not a real business until you can make money. That takes us to pillar 3, finding the right business model. This is quite literally the million-dollar question. Should they take a cut of sales, kind of like a platform, or maybe earn commissions as an affiliate, or should they just charge a flat recurring fee for people to use their software? And when you lay out all the options, the expert advice becomes pretty darn clear. A platform model? Too unstable, too expensive to operate. An affiliate model?
It's okay, but way too unpredictable for your main source of income. The overwhelming recommendation was a software as a service model, a SaaS model. Charging a monthly or yearly subscription gives you predictable, recurring revenue, which is the absolute gold standard for a startup, and it lines up perfectly with that B2B focus.
For the North American market in particular, the advice from advisor Wu Gurong was even more blunt. Charge, from day one. His point was that businesses in North America are totally used to paying for high-value software tools, so don't give it away for free. Build the payment system right into the product from the very beginning. And who exactly should that first paying customer be? Well, not the giant brands. Their sales process takes forever. And definitely not individual shoppers. The sweet spot, the perfect target to prove that you have product market fit, was the smaller, more agile e-commerce sellers. They're big enough to have a budget, but small enough to make a decision quickly and give you that crucial feedback you need.
So after all these intense meetings and months of advice, all these complex ideas started to get distilled down into one single unified strategy, a simple but really powerful path forward.
And in the end, the entire complex playbook really boiled down to 3 clear commands. 1, focus on B2B first. Build that tool specifically for small e-commerce sellers. 2, pick one battlefield. Win in a single market like North America and prove you have what it takes before trying to conquer the world. And 3, build to a price. Design the product from day one to be a subscription service.
Across all the advice, from the tech to the marketing to the business model, one theme just kept coming up over and over again. In the incredibly fast-moving world of AI, speed and focus are way more valuable than anything else. Getting a good, targeted product into the hands of real-paying customers quickly is infinitely better than spending years building a perfect product that shows up way too late to the party.
So, GenPark now has its playbook. They've got a clear map to success. But it does leave us with one last big question. In the race for AI dominance, where the entire landscape seems to shift every few months, is having the perfect plan ever really enough? Or is this a game that's just never truly won?